that this pod could be expired by the time you're listening to this. So my big question that I asked on Twitter today: would you rather have DeMar DeRozan or Spencer Dinwiddie? There's pros and cons of both. Dinwiddie probably costs you a little less, I think, personally.
Yeah.
Dinwiddie's coming off of an ACL. DeMar DeRozan is a worse shooter than Dinwiddie, but Dinwiddie's not that much better of a shooter than DeMar DeRozan is. DeRozan is a much better mid-range shooter, but Dinwiddie at least has good catch and shoot 3-point numbers, whereas DeRozan doesn't necessarily. You got shot creation with both of them. Both of them can create their own shot. Dinwiddie's a little bit of a wild card because of the ACL injury, but it's an interesting question. And I think it was pretty split. It was maybe like 60-40 DeRozan on Twitter, but I want to know what you think in the YouTube comments. DeRozan or Dinwiddie, which one would you rather have?
That's a good one. I hear both of it. I think I lean DeRozan, but I don't know.
I think so with DeRozan, he's never played with somebody as good as Luka. The best player he's ever played with is Kyle Lowry.
He's been on some good teams, and he has playoff.
They were good teams though. They didn't have the one star. He's never played with a guy like that, which could be a positive or a negative. He could come at it and be Chris Bosh. It just takes him a year to figure out how to do that, and the Mavericks, I'm not sure they have a year to figure that out.
And I could just be scarred because I remember the DeRozan game winner. I remember
that should be a positive though if you're considering putting him on the team.
I know, but I could just be scarred in the sense of I just remember him getting buckets, and I value that so much of wanting that. Somebody texted me today and said, "Hey, what's the one starting spot you want to upgrade the most this offseason?" I'm like, this, like the secondary creator spot is what I've wanted forever. I want it now more than ever. I want somebody else that can go get me a bucket. And so I get all the
DeRozan would do that.
Yes, he would do that. He would help you regular season. For me at this point, I would say let's do the DeRozan thing, and we'll figure out the playoff fit when we're in the Western Conference Finals or whatever it is. Like that's when I'll figure that crap out.
There's a piece of this to where, and I think the Lakers are kind of banking on this as well. If you're just a really good regular season team and you win more regular season games, then your matchup in the playoffs is a little bit better, right? Like you're going up there in the standings. And for the Lakers, at a certain point, you'd be like, okay, well, eventually one of these matchups is just going to be bad for us because of Westbrook. But for the Mavericks, your goal is to win a playoff series, right? So just be a really kick-ass regular season team, which DeRozan would make you, and then be the 2 seed, the 3 seed, whatever, and have a better matchup in the first round.
For sure. Yeah. So that's why there hasn't been, the unique thing about this offseason. There hasn't been a Drummond type of guy that we've been all against.
Yeah.
Like I can talk myself into a lot of these guys.
Right. Besides Drummond. Drummond is a free agent, right?
Okay. Besides Drummond.
Let's be real.
Stop that. I do want to add this real quick thing about Dragic. The one thing I don't want to do with Dragic is just to say, hey, we'll absorb you into cap space. I don't want to do that. I don't like if it's
and then lose Tim.
Yes, and it's like now 20 million of your cap space basically is going to Dragic, and that's what I don't want to do. So if we can make a trade for Dragic, I'm down. If it's a buyout and then he comes here, I'm down. I love everything about let's bring Dragic here on a reasonable type deal. I just don't want to just absorb him for free, and then that takes up 20